Hey, what's up, Internet? I'm Christiane Cordero, and this is the 734 from WCCO. As you get on your way, maybe to work, we want to get you started right with today's weather. First things first, in the next 2 days, we're going to see today 85 degrees, warm and muggy. Tonight, it's going to hover around 68. Hope that AC still works, is what Katie Steiner said in her forecast this morning. And then, quote unquote, I think this is a scientific term, that it will be outrageously humid tomorrow. So that hot and muggy forecast brings today's talker. We are Minnesotans, so we love to talk about weather. Fall officially starts next week. Sure doesn't feel like it. We'll be shoveling snow, I'm sure, before we know it. Are you ready for the fall weather, or are you still enjoying these last summer temperatures? Maybe taking the boat out on the lake, and if you haven't put it away just yet, it certainly is boat season. Season spelled S-Z-N, so that you can have some fun with it. So we want to know, what do you think? Are you ready for fall? Are you still enjoying summer? Those watching on Facebook, leave a comment right here. We will read through a few of those in a moment. It was another violent night in St. Paul. An officer shot and killed a man in the Midway neighborhood. It happened around 6 o'clock last night. Started with a really bizarre confrontation. Police told us an officer was on patrol, stopped at a stop sign when a driver hit the squad car. Sources tell us the man got out of the car with a knife and would not put that knife down. That is when the officer shot and killed him. The officer was not injured. That shooting happened as a rally against gun violence was going on nearby. Community members and business owners gathered outside Tin Cups in St. Paul. A man was shot in broad daylight not far from the restaurant earlier this month. City Council candidate Alexander Bourne organized the rally. He shared his story, as did others, as to how these violent crimes affect their lives.
I had my own personal friend whose son was gunned down about 2 weeks ago here in the city of St. Paul. It's disheartening, but I think more importantly, it's just amazing to see how people have rallied around this particular topic.
Yeah, they also shared solutions like adding more police officers and investing in youth outreach programs. We have an update to the synagogue fire in Duluth. Police don't think it was an act of hate, but they do think the fire was set on purpose. Police arrested a suspect Friday who is a Duluth resident with no permanent address. Officials say he should be formally charged this week. Are you heading out? Filling up your gas tank might get a little bit more expensive. Gas prices are expected to surge because of attacks on Saudi Arabia's oil facilities. President Trump tweeted that he's ready to release oil from a strategic petroleum reserve if necessary. The president also says the U.S. believes it knows who's responsible for the attacks, but he didn't elaborate on exactly who he meant by that. President Trump, in another conversation, is defending Supreme Court Justice Brett Kavanaugh after the New York Times reported on a sexual assault allegation during his time at Yale. We all remember that Kavanaugh hearing, right? Getting confirmed last October after those emotional hearings over a sexual assault allegation from his high school years. At least 5 Democratic presidential candidates are asking for his impeachment. So far, Senator Amy Klobuchar is not one of them, but she didn't exactly give him a ringing endorsement either.
I strongly opposed him based on his views on executive power, which will continue to haunt our country, as well as how he behaved, including the allegations that we are hearing more about today.
President Trump tweeted the Department of Justice should come to Kavanaugh's rescue. The latest in the story of Purdue Pharma and its opioid crisis picks up at Chapter 11. The drug maker filed for bankruptcy just days after reaching a tentative settlement with several state and local government lawsuits. Purdue made billions of dollars selling that prescription painkiller OxyContin. As for the latest concerns about kids and drugs, New York made the move to ban certain types of e-cigarettes. Governor Andrew Cuomo directed health officials to ban the sale of flavored e-cigarettes amid a surge of vaping-related illnesses and deaths among young people. The ban could go into effect as soon as 2 weeks. If that sounds familiar, of course, President Trump proposed a similar federal ban last week. This morning, there will be a victory parade of sorts for the St. Paul Saints. Don't be late, or you might miss it. The Saints swept the Sioux City Explorers to win the 2019 American Association Championship this weekend. The parade will be outside CHS Field at 11:30 a.m. sharp. Players will march down Broadway from 4th Street all the way to 5th Street. Yes, this parade is just 1 block to the stadium. It's a tough morning for Vikings fan. The Vikes lost. I'm sorry. I was prepared to say the Vikes beat, but they did not. Green Bay Packers 21-16. Green Bay won at Lambeau Field. We Can't show you the game here, but you can go ahead and just trust us on this. We don't need to relive that, right? If you're a Vikings fan, at least. We know there are Packer fans among us here in the Vikings country. On game day, the Hermiker in Uptown transforms into what it calls Lambeau on Lyndale.
We found a home for people that didn't have one, and it's been a really fun ride.
You got to show love for like the classic Minneapolis fans over here. I'm out here just giving my all at the Packers, you know.
We have to shout out Mike McGill on here. He stuck it out with the Vikings, enduring friendly verbal abuse from his boys as the Packers dominated. He likely won't hear the end of this one, especially since he also lost the bet he made. The Jonas Brothers return to the Twin Cities tonight. Joe Bros Kevin, Joe, and Nick take the stage at XL Energy Center in St. Paul. Tonight's show starts at 7:30. They were just here in April as part of the Final Four concert series in Minneapolis. Today, by the way, is also Nick's 27th birthday, so HBD, Joe Bro. Back to today's talker. Still enjoying our summer season, or are you ready for fall? Let's bring in WCCO's digital guy, Jonathan, not Cole. Jonathan's here. Hi, Jonathan.
Hello.
What are people saying?
We have a pretty healthy mix this morning. We have April, Lisa, and Kimberly. They're all saying bring it on. They're ready for fall.
Bring it on.
But then we have several other people who are not ready.
No.
And one of them, where is it? Barbara. Never ready for fall. Key insight here because winter is coming after it.
Yes.
And so a lot of people are looking ahead and not ready to deal with all the snow and plowing and shoveling, and so.
It's easy to think that we're just kind of savoring these last little moments, right? We all know what's coming. Winter is coming. Game of Thrones fans, winter is coming. But also, I feel like when winter is here, we also enjoy winter. We just enjoy everything.
Yeah.
It's going to be hot and muggy and outrageously humid. Cool. Great. Sign me up. All right. Thanks, Jonathan. That is it for now. This is the 734 from WCCO, and most of the Twin Cities are on the go. So why not make us your place for mobile news? We'll be back here tomorrow at 7:34. Until then, be nice to each other out on the internet.